What's up, Stock Bros? We got a good segment on Tesla. Don't want to miss it. What's up, Stock Bros? I'm Bub.
And I'm Ace.
And we got the predictions of what's going on with Tesla, S&P inclusion, and some idiot analyst's prediction of $90. Is it going to go to $90, Ace? What's going on here?
No, there's no chance. This guy is just an idiot. But I want to warn the people out there that don't really know how, the stock market works in general and why Tesla is so high because of, old fundamentals and stuff like that. Yeah, don't believe what these short analysts are saying. They've lost more than actually, I love this stat. They've lost more than the airliners lost during the crash combined. So the short sellers lost more than the entire airliner industry for Tesla. That's hilarious, right?
So the date of the recording right now is Friday, December 18th, and Tesla is going to be included in the S&P on Monday, December 21st. Now, this guy came out earlier on Monday. His prediction on Monday, December 14th, he still thinks Tesla's going to $90. Can you play that clip? Can you pull up Buddy and see what he says? This guy's not a bro. He's just a buddy.
All right.
Certainly, the announcement was a big catalyst for the stock. You say that you're very bearish on it right now. We're looking at Tesla's trading at $635 a share, roughly. Where do you think fair value is?
I think fair value for Tesla is probably around 60 to 80 bucks. We think it's going to head there. We think it happens next year. We think
60 to 80 bucks.
Going to be a problem. Want to talk? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You say 60 to 80 bucks?
Correct.
Walk me through your thesis.
Right.
That's incredible. Okay, so first of all, kudos to Akiko for being like, okay, well.
Wait. I want to hear his thesis. Play it for like another 10 seconds or 30 seconds.
Here we go.
The thesis is simple. Tesla's currently trading at about 200 times earnings, whereas on average, automakers trade around 6 times earnings. Tesla is seen as a technology company, but they don't have the technology that people think they have with respect to there's no there with respect to the batteries. And with respect to S&P inclusion, I think this is important. Since the S&P announced they were going to delay the inclusion about a month and a half ago, or they were going to include them about a month and a half ago, there's been about 1 billion shares traded. And prior to that, when they reported a profit in 2Q, there was 1 billion shares traded around that time. However, based on the S&P's own estimate, there's about 130 million shares that need to be purchased by indexed fund holders. So the point is, on that inclusion, you're going to potentially have a lot of shares that have been front run on this inclusion that are going to have to be sold. So you could have a significant sell-off on Friday or before Friday as some of that money that went into Tesla stock looking for inclusions comes off. Now, to your question of what our thesis is, listen, next year, right, Tesla has only been profitable 4 quarters out of their entire existence as a company since 2016, excluding credit revenues. These are government-funded revenues that Tesla gets. They weren't even profitable last quarter. Next quarter, for the most part, we believe those credit revenues significantly fall and in 2022 go away. The reason is because every automaker is now selling their own EVs. So if Tesla goes back into loss-making status, and when you add to that the fact that even the big jump in their Chinese revenues, their market share in China only went from 8% to 12.5% October to November. The prior high this year was 25%. So they're losing market share in China, and their EU market share has fallen from about 33% in Q4 to around just above 10% right now. So in the markets where you have competition, they're losing share. So as their growth slows, as their earnings turn back negative next year, we think there's going to be a significant sell-off in the shares. Institutional ownership right now, 41% roughly, nearly an all-time low. As people start to sell those shares and the retail money, which is driving the stock, starts to sell, we think there's going to be a swift downdrift in the stock. You've seen this before. I know it sounds crazy. Look at Tilray. Look at Sun Edison. Look at Suntech. Look at some of these stocks where they went from 5 to 300 back to 5. They went from 2 to 300 back to 0. It does happen, and we think Tesla is a prime candidate.
Wow.
I didn't like his examples because those companies were not, that competitive in their market as Tesla was or is. So those examples are not legitimate.
I mean, for a lot of this, okay, so he sprinkled a little bit of truth in like a bunch of BS and miscalculations, okay? And And before we continue, let me just show. You sent this to me, Bub. But let me show this guy, Gordon Johnson, his profile. This guy's earning negative 9.1% average return, and he only has like a 53% success rate according to the site. I don't know what kind of calculations the site does, but I'm gonna go ahead and believe that because he sounds like he doesn't know anything. Like a lot of the stuff that he said, I mean, that's just straight up boomer talk. Like there is no way that this guy is correct on basically any of those points, and we could go through each one of them if you like. It's like
so it's great to get an analyst whose average return is negative 9% a year, and his success rate is borderline 50%. So yeah, I could tell this guy had a lot of legitimate points. Just get him off the screen. I don't want to see this guy anymore. So then what do you think, So do you want to break it down what you think it is, maybe in like in a minute or so, and like where you think it's going to be on Monday and what you should do if you own it, or if you don't own it, is it time to get in? Can you go ahead, start with discrediting or crediting his points, and then maybe like where you would go next?
Okay, so first, I mean, he had a lot of points and a lot of them were wrong. It's funny, he collected the right points, but they were all wrong basically. So first, let's go with to make this not completely biased, I'll go with some of the points that I thought he was kind of correct on. First, China versus Tesla. He is correct. NIO and XPeng are picking up big time. And now the question really comes down to how much appetite do the Chinese consumers have to buy Tesla? Because guess what? Now it's a foreign car, foreign luxury, basically. So it's kind of like buying BMWs in North America, foreign luxury, whereas in Germany, they were using them as police cars, basically, right? So you always have that factor. I mean, that's aside from all of the technology, for example, right?
Yep.
So, okay, so that's point number one. Okay, yeah, maybe we can give it to him, but at the same time, I don't think he's quite correct. That's to be seen, especially as the AI autonomy level 5 rolls out, and we'll see how well Tesla does on the roads compared to, say, NIO, which I hear has some pretty good AI technology coming up because they partnered with a firm that's been working on it with almost the same technology as Tesla, pretty much.
Okay,
so that's one point that he might have touched on that was okay. The second one that he was talking about that I also think he may be somewhat correct on is a potential sell-off on Monday. I don't think, obviously it didn't happen today. It happened for like a little bit if you were watching the Tesla chart, and then it just bounced right back up because guess what? These shares are in high demand. And that's something he's not really accounting for here. Guess who Tesla has one of the biggest fan bases in the world, right? Like it's pretty much goes Apple and then Tesla. I don't really think there's anything in between there. And when stocks are sold off from Tesla, people are like, driving to pick them back up. I heard multiple people say if it ever goes below 600, I'm going to buy it again. And this bar just keeps increasing every single time Tesla breaks through one of those ranges, like 500, 400, 500, 600. I felt it. I know you felt it, Bub. As soon as it breaks through those ranges, you're like, crap, I missed it at 400. I hope it goes back to 400 so I can buy back in. And guess what? We're not the only ones thinking about that. That's like pretty much the entire Tesla community.
Yep.
So yeah, there might be a short-term sell-off, and that might happen on Monday, especially mostly because of the news, right? Like you said, people sell off on the news. Yeah, go ahead.
So final minute, someone who's not in it, would you say wait and then get in, wait for a pullback, or if you're in it already, do you sell, or if you're in it for the long run, you don't have to worry about this stock going to 90? What's your thoughts? Final minute.
Okay, so I only talked about his points that are maybe valid. Every other thing that he said was basically BS. He's talking about comparing fundamentals, like old school fundamentals, like price earnings, and basically comparing that to sales. That's not the way you can do things anymore. This is a breakthrough technology that's breaking boundaries across the world, essentially, with a fan base that's so extremely loyal. Kind of like with Apple, right? Like people probably doubted Apple at first. In fact, it did go bankrupt or near bankrupt and had to be saved by Microsoft. But then it came back as the strongest company in the world. And that's exactly what Tesla is. Secondly, their technology is not behind. Batteries, they have some of the best battery technology out there. And as I mentioned, their AI level 5 autonomy, that's going to be a killer. We're going to see these Teslas driving around the roads. I'm going to get one pretty much as soon as I can so that I could make revenue off of it. So back to your question. Should you hold it if you have it? Yes, hold it forever, man. Hold it forever. Like get in there, hold it forever. My goal, my long-term goal is to keep racking up 100 share increments so that I can, do covered calls or something like that. Like that's basically my goal, but hold it forever. Essentially, don't even sell.
Okay. Well, there you have it, bros. If you're not in it, find an entry. And if you're in it, hold it forever.
And can I finish off with a price target?
Sure. What's your price target?
My price target, this guy's going for 80. I'm going to go for a price target of 5,000 by 2028.
Stocks only go up.
All right. 5,000 by 2028. You heard it here first on the Stock Bros. All right. That's it. Everybody have a safe weekend. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. What do you think? Is it going to 90 or is it going to 5,000 by 2028? Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, Stock Bros.